Hello, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to discuss about fork example. Okay, so this problem is taken from the previous GATE paper. Okay, in this video we are going to solve this problem. Okay, so generally we know that fork is nothing but creating a child process, right? So a particular fork operation will create a parent and then itself the child process. Okay, and if you want to know about fork in detail, please watch my previous videos. Okay, so in this video, normally if one fork will generate a parent process and then a child process, and there are some identifiers for the process. Okay, so here for parent it will return an identifier 1, and for the child it will return an identifier 0. And suppose if the fork operation is unsuccessful, then it will return -1, that is negative value. Okay, so for parent process it will give positive value, and for the child process it will give a 0 value. Okay, see here the main thing is the AND operation. So here we are using the AND and OR operation, right? So that's why it is somewhat tricky to solve this problem. And before going to solve this problem, we have to know about the AND and OR operation. What is the priority of AND and OR operation, and how to solve this problem, how to solve these operations. Okay, see, let us suppose that the fork operation. So we are considering this first fork as A, and the second one as B, third fork as C, and then fork of D, and the last one as E operation. Okay, and here we are going to solve this problem in the format of the binary search tree. You can solve this problem in any way, but it will be simpler to and easy to understand if you solve this given problem in the format of binary tree. Okay, so normally for the AND operation, okay, suppose we are having the two operations, right? AND and OR operation. For the AND operation, the left hand side must be always 1. Okay, then only we can check the right hand side operation. So here the left hand side operation must be 1. Okay, that means if the left hand side is 1, then we can proceed to the right hand side process. Okay, suppose if the LHS is 0, then there is no use of solving the next one also. That's why LHS must be always 1 in the case of the AND operation. And similarly for the OR operation, LHS must be 0, then only we can check the RHS side operation. Okay, so here for AND operation LHS must be 1, and for the OR operation LHS must be 0. AND is higher than the OR operation. Okay, here the priority of AND is greater than the OR operation. So that's why we are going to solve this from the starting from left hand side to the right hand side. See, coming to this example, first at level 0, the first fork is called, that is fork A. Then it will give to two process. So that is the parent process itself we are going to take here, and then it is creating a new child process, that is C1. Okay, see here for the first fork operation, what we are going to do, the parent is generating a child process, that is C1, and we are going to write the parent process itself, that is P. Okay, and we know that process ID must be 1 for the parent and 0 for the child. Okay, so that's why we are writing the 1 for parent and 0 for child. Okay, so now we have solved this first operation, fork operation, fork A. Next one, fork B. So this one also we can solve easily, right? So for the fork B, so we have to, it is going to create the child process. So for this process P, so here the fork B is called. At the level 1 we are going to call the fork B. Then it will give a parent process and child process itself. Okay, so it is going to, we are going to draw the parent process here and the child process. It is going to create a new child process, that is C2. See, if you watch my previous videos, you can know in detail about the fork process. Okay, after creating a fork process, then after executing the fork, the parent and child process will both start running concurrently for the next instructions, right? So that's why when we are calling the 4B operation, then the process, that is the parent P and the child C1, both will execute concurrently here, okay, yielding to the child process C3 and C2, okay. So the parent process P is taken here and it will give a new child process, that is C2. Similarly for the C1, we are applying the fork operation, right? So here we are going to apply the 4B operation for the level 1 processes. Okay, so after calling the 4B operation, so they are concurrently going to execute here. Okay, next fork operation on C1. So it will give the parent process C1 and then child process is C3. Okay, and we are going to write the ID here, process ID. So process ID for P is 1 since it is a parent process, and C2 has the process ID as 0. So similarly for the process C1, so C1 is the parent process, right? That's why we are taking the parent value as the ID as 1 here. And for the C3, it is the child process. So that's why we are taking the 0. Okay, so this is the ID based on this one. So next one, fork C operation, that means this one. See, we have known that for the AND operation, if the left hand side is 1 only, then we can go for the right hand side operation. So that's why we are going to take the particular process which is having the identifier as 1. Okay, so we are going to apply the fork operation on the process which is having the identifier as 1. So here the process P1 is, sorry, the process P is having the identifier as 1. So that's why we are going to execute this one. And similarly C2 is having 0. Okay, here the C2 and C3 are having the 0 value. So that's why we are going to keep these values, keep this process idle for the up to the next execution part. Okay, so we are going to keep the C2 and C3 like that only. Okay, we are not going to execute C2 and C3 since the ID is 0. Okay, and we are going to execute the P and C1. Okay, since it is having the ID as 1. Okay, so next we are going to execute the fork C operation for P and C1. Okay, so it will give the parent process P and then child process. It will create a new child process, that is C4, with the identifier for P as 1 and C4 as 0. Okay, and we are taking the C2 value same. We are not executing C2 and C3 in the level 2. Okay, next we are executing the C1. So C1 is taken as it is since it is a parent process. So it is going to give the two processes, right? C1 and C5. It is the new child process. C5 is the child process and C1 is the parent process. Okay, and C3 we are not going to execute since it is having the identifier as 0. And C1 is containing the ID value 1 since it is the parent process, and C5 is having the ID value 0. Okay, since it is the child process. Okay, so here simply we are following the logical operation, the AND operation here. So we are executing only the particular process which is having the ID as 1. Okay, so next one, fork D operation. Okay, see after fork B and C, okay, suppose here 1 and 0 is there, then it will give 0. Okay, suppose if there is 1 and 1, then it will give 1, right? So after executing this part, we are going for the fork D operation. So fork D operation. Okay, so here, so what is the criteria for the OR operand? Okay, the left hand side must be 0. So it is going to execute the particular process which is having the left hand side as 0. Okay, so in this level, in the level 3, so all the process are having the 0 except the process P and C1, right? So except the P and C1, so we are going to execute the remaining process, that is C4, C2, C5 and C3. Okay, we are going to execute these processes since, so we are going to conclude the OR part, right? Okay, so that's why we are taking this. So we are taking the value as it is for process P, and then C1, C4 is called here for fork execution. Okay, so C4 is taken as it is, and C4 is giving the child process C6. Similarly, the C2. So here C2, the fork process is applied for C2 also. It will give the C2 and C7 as the child process. And C1 we are going to take as it is, since the value is 1. And for the C5, the value is C5 and C8. Okay, so here the C8 is the child process, and C5 is the parent process. So next one is the C3. Okay, C3 is going to yield a child process C9 and a parent process C3 itself. Okay, so we are going to mark the identifiers for the given process. For the P, we are going to take this value as it is. Okay, next is C4 is the parent process, that's why we are taking for the 1, and C6 0, since it is a child process. Like that only for the remaining process. So here the C2 is parent process, right? So it is taken as 1, C7 as 0. This is a child one. So similarly here C5 is getting the value 1, since it is a parent process, and C8 is a child process, that's why it is getting the value as 0. And C3 also, it is a parent process, right? The parent process ID it will get. So C3 is having the 1, and C9 is the child process, that's why it is getting the value 0. Okay, so here we are going to execute a particular thing, right, only with the given criteria, based on the given criteria. And coming to the fork E operation, so here we are going to execute all the process in the particular level. Okay, so we are going to execute all the process here. Okay, so for the fork E operation, it is, so each and every process is going to give 2 process, right? So process P and C19, so this is the child process, and C4 and C18, this is the child process. Okay, so like that each and every process is going to yield 2 process. Okay, so like that it is going to execute. So what are the child process that we are going to get here means 19. Okay, so 19 is the child process plus 1 parent process. So totally it is going to, we are going to get here 20 process. So 20 times the, okay, so 20 processes, that means 20 times the printf will be executed, right? 20 times it is going to execute. Okay, normally after executing a particular process, it will yield a child and parent process, right? And for the next instructions, we are going to apply the fork operation concurrently. That means at the particular level, whatever the process are there, we are going to apply the fork operation for each level here, like BFS in the breadth first search also we are going to apply it level wise, right? So similarly here we are going to apply the fork operation level wise concurrently for each and every process in the particular level. Okay, so like this we have executed this particular example. Okay, and it will fork for 20 times. Okay, and thanks for watching my video. Please do like, share, subscribe and comment. Thank you.